welcome to the East End of London on a cold but dry night for the second round, second leg Milk Cup tie between West Ham United and Bury. Bill Bonds leading out the West Ham side. A West Ham side that won the first leg game by 2-1 against this 4th Division side Bury, who are very welcome visitors to London. This is the West Ham side. We'll take you through them in a moment. We're waiting for the Bury side to come out, make an appearance here at Upton Park. And Bury and West Ham are old enemies in the sense that they have met 54 times in league matches, but only on one occasion, way back in 1919 and 1920 in a cup tie. That was a second round FA Cup tie. The West Ham side out on the pitch at the moment. Phil Parkes up there in goal. Ray Stewart at right back. Steve Walford wearing number 3. Bill Bonds, the captain, wearing 4. Alvin Martin 5, and Alvin Martin in between Bill Bonds and the big man Ray Stewart. Alan Devonshire 6, Paul Allen 7, Tony Cody 8, David Swindlehurst 9, Trevor Brooking 10, and Jeff Pike wearing 11. And now we welcome the Bury side, led by their captain Joe Jacob, and they get a nice warm London welcome. Bury side, as I say, lost in the first leg by 2-1. Didn't play very well in the first half of that game, and fell behind after 16 minutes to Paul Goddard goal. Then they came back in the second half and really put it to the Hammers to hang on up there. Hammers eventually winning with Neil Orr coming on as a substitute and getting the winning goal. Let's run down the Bury side for you. In goal they have David Brown. At right back wearing the number 2, Paul Garner, 26-year-old. In wearing 3, Terry Pashley. In 4, Gordon Coleman, formerly with Preston, signed from them this season. Wearing the number 5, Paul Hilton, the former schoolboy international. In 6, John Bramhall. Wearing 7, Eric Potts, and Eric, of course, been around the scene for quite some time, an experienced player. Wearing 8, Wayne Entwistle, that's a change in the side from the first leg. Derek Spence, the Northern Ireland international, wearing 9. Joe Jacob wearing 10. And wearing number 11 is Nicky Deasy. He comes in, and Frank Carradis is down on the bench wearing the 12 shirt. The referee tonight is David Letts from Basingstoke, and he's going to be assisted on the lines by Mr. PJ Brennan from Banfleet in Essex. He'll carry the red flag, and carrying the yellow flag will be Mr. D.A. Doherty. There's David Letts from Basingstoke, experienced referee, checking everything as referees have to do in these games. Check to see that everything on the pitch is okay. Down, of course, we have the West Ham mascot. There he is, enjoying his little kick around with the senior players. Chipping the ball back to Neil Orr, and he did it pretty well. Billy Bonds, the West Ham captain, making his way down, but he's beaten. Joe Jacob is there first. The two captains and the mascot, Billy Bonds, introducing the mascot to the referee, and the mascot even has a word for the visiting captain, Joe Jacob. Bill Bonds and Joe to toss. Not a lot of breeze here at Upton Park, and the teams are going to play as they are. Bury side playing from left to right. And the big crowd still coming in here to East London to see this game, the home of the Hammers. And of course, the great singing before this game got underway of the Bubble song, known all over the world by West Ham supporters. Packing the terraces on both sides of the ground. As I said, a cold night, but an interesting game coming up. Bury to start the ball rolling. 2-1 down on the first leg. Gordon Coleman to start the game, wearing the number 4. He starts the game. Puts it back to Paul Gardner. Straight into the middle, but that's cut out there by the big Alvin Martin. He pushes the ball through, but there's a ricochet off of David Swindlehurst. It comes out to Coleman, and he clears. Tries to set Berry on the way. Alvin Martin coming across and clearing the West Ham lines. Finds Devonshire, but Devonshire taken from behind by Coleman. Free kick taken to Jeff Pike. Across the far side. Tries to find Paul Allen. Paul Allen is bustled out of the referee is giving a free kick to West Ham for that tackle over there on Paul Allen. Well, they decide to take a throw in, which was very nice of Ray Stewart. Through the ball, West Ham get it back again. And here's Bonds going to set something up for West Ham. Long ball, through down to Swindlehurst. Swindlehurst trying to chest it away, gets it to Pike, and Coleman in the tussle. Coleman fouling Pike, a free kick to West Ham. Devonshire over the ball. Steve Walford as well. West Ham tried to set up something here to Tony Cuttery. Bonds is in there, header down. Oh yes, and it's got in. A very good goal by Tony Cuttery. Bonds headed it forward. The big mix up in the Berry defence. The goodness of Terry Pashley was going to get clearance, and Coleman was in there as well. And between Coleman, Pashley and Brown, they messed it up between them. And young Tony Cuttery getting in there and sticking it in. After just 3 minutes play, West Ham take the lead. West Ham 1, Derry 0. Now it's got to be an uphill fight for this Berry side. Going down very quickly. Is Cody again trying to set up something for West Ham. A good long ball over to Paul Allen. Paul Allen has a man free on the outside. That's Ray Stewart. Stewart back again to Paul Allen. Allen shakes off the tackle of 2 men, but he's offside over there. Free kick for Berry. Paul Allen, many of you will remember him, of course, making a great cup final appearance against Arsenal. Long ball up the middle, but Derek Spence, the Northern Ireland international, hustled out of there by Bill Bonds. Back to Parks, to Ray Stewart. Stewart trying to find Cody over there again. Cody beaten off the ball there by Terry Pashley, but the ball out of play. Throw into West Ham, taken by Trevor Brooking. Trevor looking around, well, he decides to leave it there. He's going to leave it there for Ray Stewart. Stewart, a good long ball, finds the centre forward Dave Swindlehurst. Back here at this side to Walford, but Walford loses control, and it's Berry who have it. Coleman inside. Finds Spence, back to Coleman again. Good long ball through the middle, but West Ham have cut out. That's Stewart getting back there, putting the ball back to Parks. Good clearance again. There's Spence, nice turn. Finds the number 10 Joe Jacob, the little dynamo in midfield for Berry. Trevor Brooking trying to get his head in the way, and it falls loose. Bit of a scramble in around the goal there. A shot coming in from Gordon Coleman, but well wide. Seven minutes gone, and West Ham lead by 1-0. The goal scored after 3 minutes by Tony Cody after a mix-up in the Berry defence. 3 of them had the opportunity to clear, failed to do so, and Cody put it home. Here's Phil Parks with the goal kick. Dave Swindlehurst getting up underneath it with Hilton. Bops up in the air. Coleman puts a long ball away over on the far side. Aimless kick from him. Ball out of play. Throw to be taken by Ray Stewart. Ray Stewart to Alvin Martin. He's got Bonds free inside him. He decides to go to the far side to Ray Stewart. Stewart, long ball across here. Ball taken down on his chest by Devonshire, but Devonshire trying to find Swindlehurst. But Hilton comes across, cuts it out, puts the ball into touch. Throw in by Walford to Devonshire. Back to Walford again. Walford, a good strong cross. Ooh, and very well lucky there. John Bramall missed his header completely. And lucky it ran away from Cody, who was coming in fast. Referee wants the throw-in taken in the proper position. Ray Stewart going down to take that. Yes, Bury have an uphill fight. They're being overrun in the middle of the park at the moment with Alan Devonshire brooking. Here's Bonds steaming into the centre. Hilton getting it clear for Bury. Spence and Ray Stewart fighting for it. It's across here to Swindlehurst, but it's taken down by Bury. Not a good clearance. That's a free kick against Jeff Pike. Jeff Pike fouling Eric Potts there. So Bury can slow it down. This is Nicky Deasy wearing the number 11 shirt. The referee is giving a penalty up there, is he? Yes, indeed he is. The referee is giving a penalty up there for a foul by the defender. Well, the ball went into the centre and Bill Bonds went for it, so did Ray Stewart, but it's a penalty for Bury. They have a chance through John Bramall. John Bramall taking this penalty for Bury. He can make it 1-1. John Bramall stepping up. Oh, it hits the post and they've missed it. The rebound put away over the back by Wayne Entwistle. Well, Bury had a chance there, but Bill Bonds still talking to referee David Letts about that decision. He's very unhappy about it, the West Ham captain, but Bill Bonds' name has now gone into the book because he had words with the referee. But it's still 1-0 to West Ham. Well, Bury had a great chance of levelling the score there, even though it was a very, very debatable decision by the referee. Free kick taken by Parks. Tries to find Swindlehurst. Potts and Spence, a lot of legs moving around there, but instead Devonshire gets it away over the far side to Ray Stewart. Stewart trying to find Swindlehurst again, fails to do so. The ball taken out by Terry Peshley. Up that far side, trying to find Wayne Entwistle. Peshley gets it back again, has a man free, Hilton, but Hilton's going to be robbed. Tony Cuddy gets in there in front of him, finds Paul Allen. Allen to Brooking. This is nice build up by West Ham. Brooking has two men free. He's got Walford on this side. He finds Walford. Walford inside to Pike, but that's cut out by Potts. Potts back inside to Coleman. Coleman forward, but West Ham tidied that up through Walford. Bill Bonds to start another attack for West Ham. He wants Swindlehurst forward. Fires a long ball to Swindlehurst, but is taken out by the Bury defender Terry Pashley. He finds Spence up there, but Spence can't do anything with it. And it's back to Bonds. Bonds, Swindlehurst finding Brooking over this side to Devonshire. Back in Devonshire do this. He's got Walford steaming down his outside, but that's a bad ball from Devonshire. But Bury still don't clear it away. Now they do. They take it away. Long ball up the middle. And West Ham easily control that. Bonds. Good ball from Bonds. Inside for Tony Cuddy. He turns well. Tries a shot from outside the area. That's well covered by David Brown. This is David Brown, one of the best goalkeepers in the 4th Division. Long clearance up. Alvin Martin and Spence going for it. Spence gets it back, but that's a bad ball. He was trying to find Hilton, who has moved up to the forward positions. The referee deciding over there that a little bit of leg up and a free kick to West Ham. This is Ray Stewart. Ray Stewart, incidentally, making his 50th cup appearance for West Ham tonight. Finds Swindlehurst, tries to find Brooking, but it's taken out there by Paul Hilton. Inside for the number 8, and that's for Wayne Entwistle. To Spence, a long ball over this side of the ground, trying to find Potts, but it's too short, cut out by West Ham. As Berry tried to make a build-up, but Paul Gardner's shot too high and into the safe hands of Phil Parkes up there. There's no way that Berry will get anything trying to get past the West Ham defence. If they try long shots from that far, Phil Parkes is not going to be caught even on a cold night with shots like that. Here's another West Ham attack down the far side, this time with Paul Allen. Paul Allen being faced by Terry Pashley, gets around him on the far side. Pashley comes back, finds a man loose inside, and that was Joe Jacob, the Berry captain. Ball out of play. Throw into Berry. The Berry side fighting an uphill battle now. 1 goal down, and after missing a penalty and losing 2-1 in the first leg. Let's see if they can do anything from this position on the halfway line. Bonds tussling over there with Wayne Entwistle. Ball out of play. Joe Jacob. Nice ball back, but here again, Berry are playing into the West Ham side by putting high balls up there, because you've got Bill Bonds, Ray Stewart and Walford, all very tall 6-foot men who can clear it out. Here's Berry on another attack with Paul Gardner inside, trying to find Coleman. Coleman tackled again by Pike, and that's the second rough tackle that Pike has committed on Gordon Coleman. Free kick to Berry. Spence calling for it away on the far side of the penalty box. Chipped in, 3 of them run for it, chipped in, but well, Spence is trying to get at it, and he does, but instead he rolls the ball back to Parkes. There was no one else around to give him a helping hand. Parkes finds Devonshire over on the far side. Devonshire confronted by Joe Jacob. Devonshire inside to Swindlehurst. Swindlehurst trying to leave it for Brooking, but away come Berry through Paul Gardner. Gardner over on the far side finds Potts. Potts dribbling into the well inside the West Ham half, finds Spence over on the far side. Left-footed shot from him coming over the far side, and Parkes misses completely as the Wayne Entwistle, the Berry striker, went in on top of him, but the referee David Letts decides that Parkes was fouled. Parkes clears for West Ham, gives it over this side to Jeff Pike, right down underneath as he finds Devonshire. Devonshire forward for Brooking. Nice build-up again from West Ham. Good ball from Brooking. Crossing this side to Pike. Pike back to Brooking. They're cutting it a bit short. Here's Walford coming in behind Brooking. Tries to get it across. Cut out by Potts. And Potts puts it into touch. Nice little build-up by West Ham, but they're inclined to overdo it a little bit. This is Walford, formerly of Arsenal, of course. This is the Devonshire, and that ball cut out. The full-back, but again not clear. This is where Berry fell into trouble in the first 3 minutes, tapping the ball around their own penalty box, and they went a goal behind through Tony Cody. West Ham 1, Berry 0 in the second round, second leg game here at Upton Park. Bonds clearing that ball. Chris Hilton and Trevor Brooking went in there a bit late. That boot came in from Brooking a little bit late. Not meant, of course. Trevor Brooking, one of the gentlemen in football. Free kick to be taken by Nicky Deasy. Over to the far side, but here come the big West Ham men, but they didn't get to it, and that's a good shot, a very good header down, first of all, and Wayne Entwistle getting on the end of it, but he struck it straight at Phil Parkes. Yes, Berry could have made something out of that. Long clearance. Taken out again by John Bramhall to Spence. Trying to find Jacob up the far side, but that's cut out by Ray Stewart. Free kick on the far side. Throw in. Just below the halfway line for Berry. Berry have to start all over again. Build from deep inside their own half. Long ball again. Long ball trying to find their Wayne Entwistle, their striker. He gets it across to Potts, but there's Pike to tidy it all up again for West Ham. Bit scrappy this game at the moment. Here's Walford. To Alvin Martin. See if Martin can set up something for West Ham. Forward to Swindlehurst. Swindlehurst over to the right to Ray Stewart, but then again it's cut back. Little passes going astray from West Ham. Here's Bonds, got Walford free this side. Here's Walford, cutting well into the Bury half. Forward again, but that's cut out. Aim for Brooking, but too far forward. Here's Devonshire, he gets it back. Coleman losing out there, and Gardner losing out. Cross ball, and that's taken out by Potts, but a good effort, good cross by Trevor Brooking, but taken out by David Brown. Brown a long ball up the middle. Martin rises for it, heads it down, but it falls to the Bury midfield man, Gordon Coleman. He pushes it forward, trying to find Entwistle, but Bonds is up there to tidy it all up for West Ham. To Walford, and Walford clears it right down this near touch line into Spence. Spence tried to set something up, but Bonds races across his own penalty area. Long loose ball from Bonds that time, but he was fast enough and speedy enough. He's got Devonshire free on this side, but it hits Spence. Bit unlucky for Bonds. He had good intentions because Devonshire was free on this side. Bury winning the ball in midfield through Coleman. Coleman over to Pashley. Back to Coleman again. He's got Pashley running on the far wing. Forward to Spence. Blonde-haired Northern Ireland international pushes the ball back. They got to build it all again just inside the West Ham half. Long ball across the goal, but there's Alvin Martin, England international, to clear it down onto the halfway line, headed forward by Swindlehurst. There's no one there, only the Bury defender Pashley, who swings it across this side to Nick Deasy. Deasy wearing the number 11 jersey, playing back there. Long ball. Finds Spence with that. Good header. Shot from him and easily saved by Potts. Good attempt from Spence from 25 yards out. Ray Stewart. Long ball again. And the linesman flagging there for a foul by Deasy on the West Ham player. So a free kick to West Ham. 21 minutes gone in this game at Upton Park. Free kick to be taken by Ray Stewart. Bill Bonds calling for it on this side of the penalty box. There's the free kick. Over to the far side, they rise for it, and that's a great goal. Alvin Martin was the one who came in behind Bill Bonds, and that's number 2 for West Ham. A very well struck free kick from the far side by Ray Stewart. And when everyone of the Bury defence were watching Bill Bonds and his run, it was Alvin Martin who came right in behind him, and he stuck it into the far corner. 2-0 to West Ham. Bury now in real trouble. They have to go forward, but they have a chance here. But here again, the West Ham side, well, they tidy up, but one of the Bury forwards offside. Spence running offside. Bonds wants the West Ham side to cool it all down. Pushes the ball back to Phil Parks. Now we should see some exciting football from West Ham. They have a 2-goal lead here. They won the first leg 2-1, so they're winning 3-1 in aggregate. Comfortable position to be in. Here's another run from Paul Allen along the far side. Tries a shot, but it runs forward to Cody. Cody beats Brown there. Got another chance here for Brooking. He could make it 3 and seal this game up, but it ran away from Brooking. He allowed it to run away from him, and instead Bury came away. This is Hilton. Back healer from Spence fighting Hilton over on the far side, being confronted by Martin. Martin still kept the ball in play. Hilton wants to throw in, but Martin keeps it in play. Finds Swindlehurst. Swindlehurst back to Brooking. Brooking's got Walford down this side. Walford up over the halfway line, being confronted by Potts. Finds Pike inside. Pike leaves it run a little bit too far, but he gets it back. Gets it. Great shot back from Swindlehurst, and a good shot coming in from Pike. But Brown had narrowed the angle, come off his line. Over this side, Walford gets his head to it. A lot of low headers going in on this side of the ground. One from Devonshire and one from Gardner. Cross ball on the far side, but there's no one there. Entwistle trying to set up something for Bury, but instead it's Ray Stewart finding Coty over there. who scored for West Ham after 3 minutes. Nice ball into the middle, but that's taken out by Gordon Coleman. Coleman just a little bit too far ahead for Terry Pashley. Well, Bury 2 goals down. They've been overrun a little bit in the middle of the field. West Ham 2 goals up through 2 very fine goals. Can they get a third one? But not at the moment, because David Letts says that Swindlehurst was pushing on John Bramhall there. Free kick to Bury. David Brown throws it out to Terry Pashley. Let's see if he can build something on the far side for Bury. Yes, the linesman's flag. The whole West Ham and the whole ground knew that Derek Spence was offside there. Bill Bonds with the free kick for West Ham. Long ball, final Swindlehurst again. Tries to find Swindlehurst, but Swindlehurst misses it completely, and Gardner allows the ball to run loose, and then he has to foul Devonshire. Instead of clearing the ball when he had the opportunity. This is what's been happening with the Bury defence. They're trying to sort of play some football around their own penalty area, and it's cost them, well, it's certainly cost them the first goal, being too cool. Free kick for West Ham just outside the penalty box. The Bury wall lining up, a 5-man wall. That's what David Brown wants. Brooking, Devonshire standing over it. Swindlehurst to Brooking's right. Yes, it is for Swindlehurst. He takes a shot, ricochets off the Bury defence, but they don't clear it completely. Paul Allen finding Alvin Martin free over on the right. Alvin Martin being confronted by John Bramhall. Gets it across. Bonds is in there, but there's no direction, and Brown has to come out of his goal. It's across again, and West Ham are there, and the Bury defence can't get this away, and then eventually it's Nicky Deasy who heads it over his own end line. But referee is saying that the West Ham forwards found the goalkeeper. So the referee is sending David Brown back to take the free kick. He takes it from inside. But there again, the Bury defence at 6s and 7s. A lot of big West Ham men in there. And instead of clearing the ball, putting it anywhere, Bury tried to play it out of defence. And that's a very dangerous thing to do with West Ham. Bury 2 goals down. 26 minutes gone in this second round, second leg game at Upton Park. Throw in Terry Pashley over there for Bury. Gets it back, pushes it into the area. Spence offside again, inside Bonds when that ball was played. Bonds just turns it back to Phil Parkes. Parkes a long clearance, trying to find Swindlehurst. He does. Swindlehurst tips it back, but there's no West Ham player there. Here's Bury over this side to Potts. Potts trying to find and set up something for them, but he fails to do so. This is Walford. Walford to Devonshire, back to Bonds. Bonds forward again. A good ball to Walford. He takes it under control. Nice ball inside to Brooking. Brooking goes around his man, and yes, a good goal from Trevor Brooking. A great goal. So easy for the former England international. Body check inside the area. Put the Bury defence to one side, pulled the ball back and struck it past David Brown. That's 3-0 for West Ham. And of course, this is Trevor Brooking's last season here at West Ham, and that's a fine cup goal. Here's West Ham again. This time it's Swindlehurst trying to find Pike. Cut out by Coleman over the far side to Hilton. Hilton to this side, and that's taken out by Devonshire. Devonshire inside to Swindlehurst. Chance for West Ham to build here again. This is Devonshire. He's got Walford on the outside. And referee David Letts right on the spot says that Paul Gardner is tapping at Devonshire's ankles. Free kick to West Ham. Devonshire to Walford. Devonshire running at the defence. Inside to Brooking. Nice little backheeler from Brooking. It's not cleared yet. It's to Walford. Right out here on the corner. He swings it across the goal. The big West Ham men are in there, and lucky enough the ball bounces clear and is pushed further out by Hilton. Over to the Bury captain, and he now has a very difficult job on his hands trying to pull his side back into this game there. 3 goals down. And we're just into the 29th minute of the game. Long ball from Berry, forward to Spence, but Spence again caught offside. Bill Bonds. Complete institution, of course, down here at Upton Park. Bill Bonds, been here all his life. Here's West Ham building again. This is Coty, who scored the first goal, trying to get around Hilton. Gardner pushes the ball back in again. And this is where Bury are running into trouble. They're trying these short passes even in the air, and there's a lot of big West Ham players around. Throw into Walford. Walford, a long ball, but that should be the goalkeeper's. Yes, it is. David Brown, safe pair of hands. As I said, the best goalkeeper in the 4th division. But I don't think you could blame him with any. Well, you certainly could fault him for the first goal that went in tonight, but not for the other two. Very good goalkeeper. But I definitely thought he should have smothered the ball before Coty put West Ham one up after 3 minutes. This is Bonds, tussling up there with Coleman. Runs out off of Bonds, and it's a throw into Bury. Here's Terry Pashley. Strong, tough defender for Bury. Throws it into Coleman. Back to Pashley again. Back to Coleman. Coleman across the penalty box, headed forward, and there's a chance here for Entwistle, but again he's gets around the back of Alvin Martin, but it was cleared. Got around the back of Walford. Here's West Ham. Building again, good ball. Alan Devonshire on this side. Great ball from Paul Allen, finding Devonshire free down in front of us. Gardner comes to him. Devonshire takes it inside him, trying to find Coty in there, but instead is taken away by Wayne Entwistle. He tidies it all up and gives it back to David Brown in goal. Bill Bonds. Forward, Spence. Spence to Entwistle. Entwistle up the line, but offside. This time it was Paul Hilton was up there. Free kick to West Ham, taken by Walford. Rolls it across to Alvin Martin. Alvin Martin looking ahead of him, trying to find a player. Aimed it for centre forward Swindlehurst, but it was cut out. Gardner chips it forward. Bond and Spence having a great tussle there. But at the moment, Bonds is winning that battle between himself and the Northern Ireland international, hands down. Back to right full back, Paul Gardner. Gardner forward, trying to find Spence. Out of play, goal kick. Phil Parkes making his 50th appearance in cup matches for West Ham tonight, formerly of course with Queen's Park Rangers. Long clearance from him, taken down by the Bury defence. Ball back in midfield. Martin finding Stewart. Stewart forward, but there's no West Ham player in that area. The only man there was Terry Pashley, and he finds John Bramall, and Bramall pushes it back to David Brown. Brown, a long clearance way into the West Ham half. There's Spence and Bonds tussling again. This time Spence wins the tussle because Bonds fouls him. Free kick to Bury. That's Joe Jacob, the Bury captain. He can really hit them, this boy. Can really hit them with his left foot. Yeah, Joe is going to have a go, I think, but two West Ham players coming to the wall. No, he's not. He's going to leave it. The chip forward, headed on further, but headed clear. Gone out for a corner off the head of Steve Walford. This is the corner, first corner to Bury. Corner kick to be taken. There it is. Paul Coleman hitting it in, but it comes to Entwistle. He puts it back again to Paul Gardner this time. Gardner taking on Pike, runs around and gets across in. Far post, Parkes comes out, boxes it away and finds Paul Allen. Allen with Bonds running outside, but Allen decides to take it in midfield. Rounds three players, but he can't run the whole lot. He needed a bit of assistance. Coleman cuts it out. Hilton across the far side. Free kick against the West Ham players in midfield. Looked like Jeff Pike was saying something. Referee didn't like it. Free kick to Berry. Joe Jacob. He's going to leave it to Nicky Deasy to hit one. Deasy pops it into the West Ham area, goes off the head, and that's a good chance. A good chance fell there for Berry to John Bramall, and he nearly put it in, but Ray Stewart cut it out and cleared it for West Ham. Across the area, trying to find, across the middle of the park now, trying to find Brooking. Brooking again, chasing it over the far side. Terry Pashley over there with him. Ball runs loose, but it's back to Pashley. Can he build and do something for Berry? Inside, here's a good chance for Berry. A nice build up. Coleman over this side to Wayne Entwistle. Entwistle left-footed back into the penalty area again. They rise for it, but there's no one there except Paul Allen to clear it up. He pushes it back to Phil Parks. 35 minutes gone in this game. West Ham lead by 3-0. The goal scored by Cody after 3 minutes, then Alvin Martin after 22, and Trevor Brooking in the 27th minute. Berry trying to build again. Captain Joe Jacob running across the halfway line. Ball bounces off of him. Bill Bonds and a clearance. Phil Parks coming out of his goal, and he's got to bang it into touch. Well, he didn't. He played a nice ball down the line. West Ham have it. Devonshire taken out by Martin to Bonds. Bonds, a short ball, but that's a good recovery by Paul Allen. Forward to Brooking. Brooking has got Pike free underneath us here, and Pike pushes it forward again to Brooking. Brooking's got Walford coming down to help him. Walford, long left-footed shot, far side. Good attempt, but over the top. That was a very good effort by Swindlehurst. Got into the right position. Very good cross from Walford. Hit first time, but over the top. David Brown. Long goal kick. Ray Stewart puts it back for Swindlehurst and Pashley to rise for it. Comes down to the Berry captain. He pushes it back to Pashley, but they'll lose it again. Here's Swindlehurst to Brooking. If Brooking can get his toe at it, he had Devonshire free on this side. Entwistle inside. Got away from Alan Devonshire, but it falls to Pike. Jeff Pike. Forward for West Ham to Swindlehurst. Good ball back from Pike, and he finds Allen free on the far side. Allen's got the whole West Ham side lining up, but his attempted cross hits the back of the Berry captain, Joe Jacob, out for a corner. Trevor Brooking to take it. It'll be an in-swinger, even though he has Paul Allen lurking over there for the short one. Trevor's going to hit a long one. Bill Bonds, Alvin Martin, all hanging about the penalty area. Cross falls loose, comes back down to Ray Stewart. He tries it in an attempt to Walford this time. It was Walford had to go. Back to Brooking. Across the goal. Bonds gets his head to it, and there it's in again. Bonds chipping it forward with his head, and the little man was underneath it again. Tony Cody, and he gets the second goal for the night, the fourth for West Ham. West Ham now lead Berry by 4-0. Berry not clearing the ball. It went back to Brooking. Brooking took his time, put a nice ball across. Bonds heads it forward, and Cody was in underneath it to stick it into the roof of the net again. 4-0 for West Ham. Berry trying to build something. Bonds cutting it out for West Ham. But a free kick to West Ham. This is Walford. Walford putting it forward to Devonshire. Faced by Entwistle. Devonshire finds Brooking. Brooking to Cody. But that's cut out by the Berry defender, Nicky Deasy. There's Chris Hilton there's Paul Hilton being fouled by Swindlehurst. Free kick for Berry. over the far side, falls down to Pike. Pike, plenty of space, rolls it back to Phil Parkes, and in turn pushes it forward to Ray Stewart. Stewart decides that everyone is covered. Bonds wants everyone to come downfield, puts the ball back to Pike, to Parkes. Long ball again, finds Swindlehurst. West Ham again picking up the pieces from these long balls down to Swindlehurst. This is Paul Gardner for Bury. Long ball forward. Nice back flick there from Entwistle. But it's West Ham who tidy it all up. Bonds trying to find Cody. Nice ball inside from Swindlehurst to Brooking again. Brooking back to Swindlehurst right on the touchline. Swindlehurst crosses to Brooking. Falls down to Brooking again. With three very defenders there, Brooking can't do anything, just poke it forward a little bit. David Brown tidying it up for Bury. This is Spence. Hilton to Jacob. Jacob being faced by Ray Stewart, has Pashley running outside, tries to put it forward to find Spence, but it's taken away by West Ham. This is Martin clearing it forward to Swindlehurst. Swindlehurst inside again to Brooking. Brooking over this far side to Devonshire. Devonshire and Potts going for it. Devonshire chips it forward. This is Paul Gardner. He's got Brown waiting behind. Brown right out to the angle of his area. Here's Bury. Walford's header forward only finds a Bury man, and Bill Bonds' kick screws back towards his own goal, and Entwistle was in there, came off of him, but a goal kick to West Ham. Parkes to Bonds. Bonds finds Swindlehurst, hits the referee. Oh, it falls back again for West Ham. This is Devonshire. He's got Paul Allen free on the far side. Here's Ray Stewart, who made a great run. Devonshire didn't find him with the original pass. He found Allen instead. This is Terry Pashley and Ray Stewart tussling for it over at the corner flag. The ball goes out off of Ray Stewart. Throw into Bury. Well, Jimmy Alley will certainly have something to say to the Bury defenders after this first half, after leaving in 4 goals. They have been tip-tapping around instead of clearing the ball, and then up front they didn't seem to have an awful lot of ideas coming from the midfield. Long balls up to the West Ham defenders is just like chicken feed for Bill Bonds and these big guys in the West Ham defence. Alvin Martin, Ray Stewart and Steve Walford. This is Bonds again, finding Walford on this side. Walford gets Potts to run away and then finds a great ball. That's a beautiful ball from Walford. He finds Allen free on the far side. Allen, long ball. Here's a great goal, a beautiful goal. Cody was moving in all the time, and the two youngsters combined together. A cracking goal to make it 5-0 to West Ham, and that's the best goal of the night. A brilliant ball from Steve Walford on this side of the pitch. We found Paul Allen free on the far side. Allen took the ball under control, took it a pace forward and hit it smack bang into the middle, and Cody was running in. Tony Cody got his hand at the end of it, and that was it. No chance for Brown. 3 goals for Cody, 5 for West Ham. This is Ray Stewart. Tried to make it a half a dozen for West Ham, and there's Cody again getting in behind the Bury defence. He has really caused them big problems tonight. So that's a 42-minute hat-trick for Cody. He scored after 3 minutes, and then one from Martin in the 22nd, one from Brooking in the 27th, and Cody came back in the 38th and the 42nd minute. 6 goals to 0 for West Ham. Cody getting 3 of them. 5 goals to 0. 5 goals to 0. And Tony Cody has his name on 3 of them. Trevor Brooking 1 and Alvin Martin 1. So the 4th Division side completely outplayed here by West Ham, who are on song tonight, doing everything simply and doing everything right. Here's Ray Stewart again, inside to Cody. He's all over the place. He's a real thorn in the Berry side tonight. Young Tony Cody, free kick over there. Paul Allen being found by Terry Pashley. Free kick to be taken by Ray Stewart. Forward, and Swindlehurst offside over there. Linesman Dave Doherty from Bexley-on-Sea down in Sussex, citing that Swindlehurst had moved. Free kick to Berry. Long ball forward. Walford cuts that out for West Ham. Ball falls down to Paul Gardner. Gardner's attempted pass cut out by Pike into Brooking. Brooking has Walford free this side. Walford forward, trying to find Devonshire, but that's cut out by the Berry side. Over here to Potts, this little red-headed winger for Berry. But he loses out in the tussle to Devonshire, but Devonshire puts the ball out of play. This is Wayne Entwistle. Can he do something? That's a good ball over the far side to Terry Pashley. Pashley and Ray Stewart clash for it, and the tidying up being done over there by Dave Swindlehurst. Parks out this side to Walford again. Walford inside to Pike. Pike to Martin. Martin's got Stewart free on the far side instead. He runs through the middle himself. Brooking turns beautifully inside the defender. That time Brooking on his way through. Chipped it forward. Oh, and it hit the upright. Oh, that deserved a goal from Trevor Brooking. A cheeky chip over the goalkeeper, who had advanced off his line. Well, West Ham still in control of this ball. Into Cody. Cody forward to Swindlehurst. Cody again, and he chips it forward. Oh, and it's just outside that far upright. It could have been 4 for the little lad. Great build-up by West Ham. Devonshire and Brooking really on song, finding this little man, Tony Cody. And Cody causing havoc to the Berry defenders. They just don't know where this little fellow is going to pop up. But when he does, things happen. This is Alvin Martin taking it down to Jeff Pike. Pike got Paul Allen free over on the far side. Allen being confronted by the Berry captain. Paul Allen, Ray Stewart says, leave it to me. And Paul just does that. Stewart throws it back to Bill Bonds. Bill Bonds got Walford free this side, but instead he tries it up the middle this time for Swindlehurst. Doesn't reach him, but it does now come to Walford. Walford up over the halfway line, taking the game to Berry again. Walford free to Devonshire, back to Walford. Walford again with his left foot, nice cross. Oh, Brown got to it and got it away. Another chance of West Ham. Swindlehurst trying to control the shot that came in from Paul Allen, handles the ball, and it goes straight back to David Brown, who I think has knocked himself out. Well, he's still in the ground. Took a bang that time. And the referee, David Letts from Basingstoke, gone down there to have a look at him. Trainer on the pitch. Just looks as if he got a bang in the face. But he made a great save from Walford's cross originally. This is Brooking, Trevor Brooking, playing, of course, in his last season here at Upton Park. Going over to talk to Bill Bonds, the two of them there. Two of the great players that West Ham have had over the years. Two of them really enjoying this game. David Brown recovering there from his knock. Gets a nice reception from the West Ham supporters. West Ham 5, Berry 0 as we come up to half-time in this, the second leg game here at Upton Park. This is Berry trying to build over there, but that's big Alvin Martin. Still playing around, still being confronted by Terry Pashley, but big Alvin gets it away. Finds Dave Swindlehurst. Swindlehurst trying to find Allen. It falls loose. This is Bramall. But Bramall can't get it clear. Ray Stewart does, and he's finding Tony Cody again. This Paul Gardner and Cody racing for it, but before Trevor Brooking can set up anything, Gordon Coleman got in there. Back to Alvin Martin. Martin again, a long ball taken out by Deasy to Spence. Derek Spence inside to Potts. Potts forward to Jacob. Let's see if the Berry captain can build something out of this before half-time. Jacob races into the West Ham area. That's Spence taking it off him, and Spence running the ball out over the end line. Goal kick. And that's it. David Letts of Basingstoke brings the first half to a close here at Upton Park, with West Ham leading by 5-0. And their manager John Lyall can be well pleased with their performance, and certainly with the performance of young Tony Coady, the number 8, trooping off there behind the Berry defender Paul Gardner. Coady getting 3 goals. So at half-time at Upton Park, it's West Ham United 5, Berry 0. So here we go for the second half of this second leg, second round Milk Cup match here at Upton Park. A cold but dry night in East London, and the East London fans certainly delighted with the first half display from West Ham. They lead by 5-0. This is Swindlehurst, starts the second half to Tony Coady, and away we go. Back here to Ray Stewart. Stewart to Martin, long ball again. West Ham testing out this Berry defence. Ball out of play. Well, I'm sure John Lyall was very happy with that first half display by West Ham. He didn't have an awful lot to say, but his opposite number, Jimmy Lee, certainly must have sorted out this 4th Division side, told them a thing or two that they got to clear their defence. This is Terry Pashley down in front of us. Terry Pashley trying to set up something, but that's taken away by Pike. To Swindlehurst, to Devonshire. Devonshire, a big thorn in the side of Berry tonight. Devonshire being confronted over there by Paul Gardner. Gets inside him, looks for an angle. Coleman comes across, taken down to Brooking. Brooking has an angle here, but he's smothered out of it. And that's cleared by Potts to Spence. Spence has no one over there. It goes back to Potts. Potts into the middle. Into plenty of space for Ray Stewart. Stewart forward to Swindlehurst. Swindlehurst loses his legs there to a tackle from John Bramall. Free to West Ham. Yes, the Hammer supporters in great form down here. They lead by 5-0 at the moment, having won the first leg up at Berry by 2-1. Brooking standing over the ball here. Maybe Ray Stewart will come in behind. No, it's Brooking, but it's Chip. Tries it forward, and that's a great attempt from Martin coming in at the back. Alvin Martin stealing around the back of the Berry defence. Very near, just over the top. David Brown. Long kick again, but that's Entwistle losing out there to Entwistle losing out to Alvin Martin, and instead Bonds and Spencer collide. Well, they've had a tussle all night. Spencer is down. Derek Spence, the Northern Ireland international, down holding his ankle. Free kick against Billy Bonds in West Ham. There's the magic sponge coming out. The magic sponge for Derek Spence's ankle. There you go. And the magic sponge disappears. Referee gone back there having a word with Bill Bonds about that tackle. Joe Jacob to take the free kick. Inside the West Ham half. Left-footed, drives it forward. Alvin Martin rises for it. He only puts it up in the air. It falls down in the area. Again, Spence trying to get a shot at it, but it's hustled away and moved away by West Ham. But it only comes back to the Berry captain again. He's running left, tries to find Potts and Walford in a collision over there. The ball runs loose. It comes back to Bramall. takes a shot, but Parks is well behind it. He saw it from a long way, and Phil Parks clears. Quick free kick by Parks, trying to find that little man that caused all the havoc in the first half, Tony Cody. But this is the Berry captain over this side to Entwistle, but that's taken away by Pike. He's got Paul Allen down here in front of us. Paul Allen looking around. Long ball over the far side, trying to find Swindlehurst. He found him. Ashley clearing for Berry. Comes forward to the captain again, but offside. Linesman's flag on the far side up there, where Wayne Entwistle was offside. Bill Bonds going to take that free. Free kick to West Ham. Bill Bonds drives it forward, telling Swindlehurst to get up there. Swindlehurst does. Potts puts a boot at it, puts it up in the air. Brooking trying to head it down, and eventually Berry clear it onto the halfway line. Entwistle inside, trying to find Spence. Spence loses out to Pike. Pike forward, and here's Cody again, and three of the Berry defenders are after him, but he shoots, and it's well saved by the goalkeeper. David Brown narrowed the angle that time. It looked as if young Tony Cody was on for making it 4, but the referee, hand in the air, blows the whistle, giving a free kick over on the far side to West Ham. He claims that it was a corner. The ball went out over the end line, so it's a corner kick to West Ham. Devonshire over there, going to put it in. Good cross. Bonds trying to get at it, fails to do so. It's cleared out this side. Paul Allen putting it back for West Ham. And that's a good ball down to Devonshire onto his left foot. Tries a shot from that angle. David Brown over this side. West Ham appealing for a throw, but instead it goes back to Berry defenders. This is Bashley down here in front of us, but it only comes to Ray Stewart. Stewart forward to Swindlehurst. Swindlehurst and Cody in each other's way, but Swindlehurst gets control of the ball, taking on the Berry defence, runs out wide to the right, trying to get it across, and it goes off with Nicky Deasy for the corner kick to West Ham. Corner kick for West Ham. And it's Alan Devonshire going to take it, an outswinger this time. Cross to Bill Bonds. Bonds forward, but that's 2 feet wide of the near upright. Bill Bonds going up for every attack and getting close that time with a header. This is Trevor Brooking in midfield with Paul Hilton, that young former schoolboy international. Long kick. And there's Bonds again. Bonds putting the ball forward again, trying to find the young Cody. The ball goes out of play over on the far side, and that's a free kick. But Bill Bonds actually is going off. Bill Bonds has called it a day. He's gone off, and Neil Orr is the man who's coming on. Neil Orr comes on for West Ham while they get a throw in over on the far side. They're just trying to figure out where Neil Orr is going to take up, what position he's going to take up. Neil Orr is going to play in the middle. The number 12 there, and the referee, nice cheer for him, because David Letts running across here fell over. Goal kick taken by goalkeeper David Brown forward, and this is Ray Stewart. Stewart forward again, cut out, and here's Neil Orr, the substitute, and that's the first touch he gets in this game, and he turns the ball back to the goalkeeper. This is Neil Orr. He actually came on as a substitute in the first game up at Berry, and he scored the winning goal for West Ham. So Neil Orr on instead of Bill Bonds, who's gone off. Bill Bonds, of course, carrying an injured wrist. This is Berry trying to set up something on the far side. Neil Orr again, tidying it all up at the far end, but the referee says leave play go on, even though it looked as if one of the Berry players was offside. Ball forward for West Ham. And that's a dangerous tackle over there by Nicky Deasy on David Swindlehurst. Swindlehurst certainly felt that, feels his back. David Letts says, are you okay? Swindlehurst gives him the nod. Free kick for West Ham. Devonshire forward, taken out by Coleman, but there's no one there. Here's Neil Orr getting into action straight away after coming on as a substitute for Bill Bonds. Neil Orr, Scottish international. Forward, headed up in the air by DC, headed out by Coleman. Comes down to Swindlehurst to Pike. Pike back here to Alvin Martin. Martin, far side, trying to find Devonshire. Devonshire he does. Swindlehurst, Swindlehurst trying an overhead kick. That's dangerous play by Swindlehurst, and he has completely floored. Well, he's got up. He's a tough man, this Terry Pashley, the number 3 for Berry. Dangerous kick. He got Swindlehurst's boot up there high on the head, as you can see him rubbing his face there, but shakes his head. He's okay. As I said, a tough character. Goal kick to be taken by David Brown, and he rolls it out here to Pashley. Pashley, long ball forward, trying to find his captain Joe Jacob. Ball still in the air, taken down by Spence. Spence to Entwistle. Entwistle over the far side, finds the number 2, Paul Gardner, coming forward. Gardner, a long ball in here, and there's Spence and Parks going for it, but Parks has that well covered, and he clears it. But in the meantime, the West Ham player down injured, right in the centre circle, and that West Ham player is Trevor Brooking, who is down injured at the moment. Referee David Letts calling on the West Ham trainer to have a look. Trainer down there having a look at Trevor Brooking. Just got a bang in the head, and as usual all the players gather round to take a look. Devonshire bringing Trevor Brooking back up. As you can see, he got a bad bang in the mouth there. David Letts having a look. Quite a big crowd here at Upton Park tonight to see this game, and certainly they've been pleased with the Hammers performance. There's Trevor Brooking in a little bit of agony at the moment. Got a bad bang in the mouth, and he doesn't feel too well. There's the crowd behind the goal where West Ham scored all their 5 in the first half of this game. And a lot of Hammers supporters down there, very happy tonight. Cold night in London. With the lead by 5-0. The goals coming from Tony Cody after 3 minutes, Alvin Martin after 21. That was a great header from a great cross. Then Trevor Brooking got a fabulous goal in the 26th minute. And then, as I said, the young man that's caused all the problems to Berry tonight, young Tony Cody, banging in 2 more in the 36th and the 40th minute. There's Trevor Brooking. The referee is smiling a little bit about it. Trevor takes a big wad of sort of hanky. Got cut inside the mouth there. And Trevor still seems to be a little bit uncomfortable. And maybe they're suggesting to Trevor that he should go off. Yes, I think he should go off. Alan Devonshire is telling him the same thing, even though West Ham have used their substitute. Neil Orr has come on for Bill Bonds, but that looks a nasty injury to Trevor Brooking, and he's certainly getting a great reception. Of course, one of the legends here at Upton Park. John Lyle, the manager, actually is down at on the far side, down on the track, and he's talking to Alan Devonshire over there. There you see him. That's John Lyle, the West Ham manager, down talking to Alan Devonshire, and very concerned about the injury to Trevor Brooking. Play continues. This is Bramwell for Berry. Tries to find Spence. Ball runs out of play. Throw into West Ham. That's back to big Alvin Martin. Nice turn from him. Ball across to Neil Orr. Neil Orr to Walford. Walford back to Orr to Martin, and he's got Devonshire free on the far side. Devonshire tries to come inside Potts, loses it out, but it's picked up and cleaned up by Walford. That's a nice backheeler by Swindlehurst, setting up Paul Allen. Oh, that's a beautiful move by Allen. Unfortunately, cut down there by Paul Gardner. The referee will definitely have something to say about that. And Gardner's name goes into the book. Yes, a beautiful slip pass by Paul Allen. Got past Paul Gardner, but Gardner took him down. Free kick to be taken by Devonshire. That's David Swindlehurst. There's Devonshire standing over the ball. Two behind him. Cody and Alvin Martin. He runs it to Cody. Cody takes a shot over the top. David Brown delighted to see that one going over the top. But it shows you the West Ham philosophy. They can bring a young guy into their side like Cody. There he is. Young man came into the side last season and was a sensation. He's back to the side this season again, and he's hammering in the goals. Ball in the centre circle. Neil Orr getting it up in the air. That's Pike rising for it with Coleman. And that's Cody again, back in the action. There's Potts putting the ball off of Walford. Throw into Berry. Gardner rolling it back to DC. Long ball forward, cut out by Pike to Swindlehurst. Swindlehurst to Allen. Allen trying to find Devonshire loose on the far side, cut out by Paul Gardner. He sets Berry up, but that's a poor pass taken down by Devonshire over on the far side. Nice ball inside. There's Cody. No, it looks, yes, it looked as if big Steve Walford was offside there for a minute. The linesman on this side kept his flag down. The referee says a corner. I did think for a minute that, and I think big Steve Walford thought he was offside as well. Corner kick taken by Alan Devonshire. Alvin Martin gone up for this one. There is Martin, rises for it, heads it forward. David Brown off his line to tidy up. Yes, Berry will have to sort of try and go forward a little bit more. They're sort of being bogged down in midfield, and they're losing out to putting high balls into the West Ham penalty area, because the West Ham defence can gobble all that up. Forward to Spence. This is Spence and Orr. Neil Orr putting it out of play. That's Eric Potts in his second season with Berry. Paul Gardner taking the throw. Long ball headed up in the air by Walford, chested down by Swindlehurst to Devonshire. Devonshire and Gardner tussling for it, and the linesman over on the far side waves that yellow flag and decides that it's a free kick to West Ham. Steve Walford. Bangs it clear. Here's Potts. See if Eric Potts can set something up for Berry against the 10-man West Ham side, but Trevor Brooking is coming on over on the far side, coming out of the tunnel, and Parks tidies it up while Brooking is looking over here to referee David Letts to see if he can come on. David Letts waves Brooking back into action, and Brooking is going to stay over there on the left-hand touch of the touchline. Here's Spence. Can he set up something for Berry? Nice ball inside for Wayne Entwistle, but that's taken out by Ray Stewart. Here's Berry. Here's the Berry captain, Joe Jacob, tussling down there with Paul Allen. That's Ray Stewart to Paul Allen. And he's got it clear. This is Brooking back into action again. And he's always in where the danger is. There's Trevor. And that's Ray Stewart putting the ball back to Parks. There's Brooking back on, got a nasty bang, but Trevor won't stay out of the action. He's going to be really badly hurt to stay away from the action of this game. West Ham lead by 5-0. Brooking again, back in action. Nice ball to Devonshire. Devonshire trying to break through the Berry defence, taking them on, but the ball out here to the side to the Berry captain, Joe Jacob. Forward, trying to get around. He gets away from Stewart. He's got Entwistle free down here. Neil Orr coming across to confront Entwistle. He's got Terry Pashley, the fullback, down to help him. Nice ball inside to Coleman. Coleman swings away from one man, chips it forward, but there's no one there at all. And that's a very easy clearance for Phil Parkes. Parkes finds Trevor Brooking. Brooking carrying a handkerchief in his hand, but he still moves forward into the buried area, over the far side to Cody to Devonshire. Nice ball forward again. Brooking picked up a beautiful position there. He falls, he recovers, he falls again. Eric Potts trying to tidy it up, and it's out for throw in. There's Trevor. You can see some blood marks down his shorts there, but he says he's okay. To Jeff Pike. Corner kick. Devonshire floats it in. Big Alvin Martin's head is there. Down, and that's a nice goal again. Big Alvin Martin heading the ball down, and Cody puts it away again. The man they can't stop at Upton Park tonight, young Tony Cody. Corner taken by Devonshire, loaded across, and there he is in picture. The man the Bury defence can't hold. 4 goals for him, 6 goals for West Ham. "20 minutes gone in the second half, and it's 6-0 to West Ham. Bury trying to get some consolation out of this. Ball forward, Neil Orr falling over. Foul, says referee David Letts. Free kick to West Ham. There's Alvin Martin. Went up for that corner kick by Devonshire. Headed the ball down. Cody at the end of it to pick it up and drive it past Brown. Swindlehurst into Brooking. Brooking beaten there by Hilton. Hilton across this side to Entwistle. Entwistle to his captain Jacob. Joe Jacob has Terry Pashley coming down on this side. Pashley back into the area. They rise for it. It falls down to Hilton. Hilton's shot, but that's away wide. Well wide at the goal. Snapped at it. Who was, of course, confronted by Alvin Martin. Ray Stewart. Forward to Paul Allen. Allen inside to Martin. Martin trying to find Cody. Cody falls. Entwistle picks it up. Trevor Brooking. Brooking pushes it back to Steve Walford. Walford has Devonshire loose on the left. Now he finds him. Devonshire running inside Paul Gardner. Then goes back outside him. Linesman waves. Referee blows the whistle. Free kick to West Ham. Steve Walford and Devonshire over there. Is Devonshire confronted by Eric Potts. Forward to Brooking. Brooking to Devonshire. These two really get it together. They can really read each other's actions. This is a nice ball across to Ray Stewart. Stewart inside to Cody. Cody a nice flick off for a return pass. But Bury got in the way. The Bury defenders got in the way and cleared it. West Ham still building. Down in front of us here, Terry Pashley and Cody tussling for it. Pashley's forced to put it out of play. Ray Stewart with the throw. He's got Brooking running for him, and he throws it forward to Alvin Martin. Martin brings it down on his knee, bounces it around, back to Devonshire. Devonshire tries a shot. It hits the full-back, Paul Gardner, and is eventually cleared by Bury. Big tussle in there between Neil Orr and Spencer. Spence gets it, but loses it out to Orr forward. And there's a right mix-up in the Bury defence again between Paul Gardner and his goalkeeper. This time David Brown. Brown grabs it at the second attempt. And Cody and Paul Allen were breathing down the full-back's neck. Clear from Brown to Pike. Taken down by Swindlehurst. Forward to Devonshire. Devonshire running straight at the defence, and that's a good goal. Yes, he deserved that goal. Alan Devonshire and the whole West Ham side come over to congratulate him. He's built an awful lot for them tonight. He's been the master magician behind most of the build-up for West Ham with Brooking tonight. A good goal, he deserved that. A rocket of a shot from Alan Devonshire, straight past David Brown. You knew the minute he set his sights up on the target that it was going to go in. 7-0. This is Derek Spence. But you must give credit to the Bury side. They have continued to play football even though they have been completely outclassed by the West Ham side tonight. That's Alan Devonshire making it 7-0 to West Ham. This is Derek Spence on the far side. So after 67 minutes, West Ham lead by 7-0. For them to Tony Coady, one each to Alvin Martin, Trevor Brooking and to Alan Devonshire. That was a good goal from Devonshire. That will certainly please his fans, because even John Lyall, manager here at West Ham, says that Devonshire doesn't score as many goals as he should. This is Jeff Pike. Pike across to Devonshire again. Devonshire forward to Brooking. The two of them, as I said, the magicians who have really wafted a wand here tonight against the Bury defence. They've wafted magic. Two of them seem to know where both of them will be running, where to push the ball. They don't even have to look. Devonshire with a corner for West Ham. Long ball again, Martin coming in at it. That's Pike. Strong shot from Pike, but way off target. Yes, as I was saying, manager down here, John Lyall, thinks that Alan Devonshire should score a lot of goals, but he's a great playmaker for West Ham, and maybe there'll be renewed calls for him to be included back in Bobby Robson's England side. He's been in the squad but not included in the team for the last 2 internationals. A couple of more displays like tonight, he could be back in there. This is Steve Walford running the ball back to Phil Parkes. Not far enough, but that's a nice clearance from Phil Parkes to Walford. Paul Gardner heading it forward again for Bury. This is Alvin Martin showing a touch of a little bit of English class about that. Of course, brought back by Bobby Robson for the last England international. This is Steve Walford. Walford up the line, finding Coady again. Coady being tackled there by Bramall. Bramall fouls him. Free kick to West Ham. Devonshire, Walford standing over it. Devonshire. Referee says, you played a rolling ball, stop it, let's take it again. They do. It's the same formula. Here's Devonshire. Brooking forward to Devonshire. Devonshire trying to get into the area. He's pushed off the ball by Paul Gardner, and that's a penalty. Well, he did it right in front of the referee's nose. David Letts, no hesitation at all. And it's Ray Stewart, the penalty taker for West Ham. Coming up, 25 minutes gone in the second half. Ray Stewart placing it on the spot against David Brown. And Ray Stewart, the penalty king at Upton Park. Here's Stewart. Bang, goal number 8 in off the upright. Even though Brown went the right way, Stewart putting it away to Brown's right, hit that upright and went right across the net to the other side. 8-0. 70 minutes gone in this second round, second leg, Milk Cup tie at Upton Park, and West Ham lead by 8-0. 4 goals for Coady, 1 for Alvin Martin, 1 for Trevor Brooking, 1 for Alan Devonshire, and the last, the penalty from Ray Stewart. Ball over on the far side. 8-0 for West Ham, and of course they could set up a Milk Cup record here, because 11 goals is the record, and they've still got plenty of time. They lead by 8-0. David Brown certainly can't be faulted for all of those 8 goals tonight. He certainly could be faulted, I think, for the first one. I would blame him for the first one, but after that, he's completely exonerated. They've just been overrun, the Bury side, by a very, very powerful, unsung West Ham team. Dick Deasy forward to see if they can salvage something. That's Derek Spence. Spence to Eric Potts. Potts behind to Paul Gardner. Cross. That's Entwistle. A nice header. Well directed, but Potts was well behind it. Alvin Martin. Well, it seems that some of the West Ham players down there realised that a record could be on. Here's Jeff Pike. Pike trying to turn it out the far side. Bramall forward. Entwistle back to Jacobs. Jacobs receives it back again from Hilton. This is a nice build-up by Bury. They continue to play football. Gardner inside to Jacob. Jacob can't get it on his favourite left foot, and is cleared by West Ham. Across this side to Brooking. Here's West Ham coming forward. 5 of them. Brooking. He's got Paul Allen outside him. This is Allen. Allen being faced by Terry Pashley. Ball out of play. Referee says it's a Bury throw. They take it quickly. This is Entwistle. He's got Potts running free on the far side. He finds him. Potts trying to find Paul Hilton, who's moved up into the centre forward position for Bury. Ball cut out. Throw in. Paul Gardner. Gardner's throw misdirected. Tried to find Hilton. Cut out by Pike. Pike back to Walford. Walford finds Swindlehurst. And now it's back with Spence. Spence to Hilton. Hilton to Potts. Can Potts do something about it? Confronted by Walford over there. Comes back to Paul Gardner. The full-back has a go himself. It hit the number 5, Paul Hilton, but still went wide. Goal kick. As you can see, some of the West Ham supporters down there behind Phil Parkes' goal, excited about it. They're 8 goals up. Very comfortable indeed, and they've seen some fabulous goals here at Upton Park tonight. This is Paul Allen and Terry Pashley tussling for it, but it goes all the way back from Ray Stewart to Phil Parkes. This is Neil Orr. Neil Orr through the middle finds Dave Swindlehurst. Swindlehurst to Devonshire. Devonshire over this side to Martin. Big Alvin pushing everyone forward. That's headed forward by Paul Allen, taken up by Bramall, and he finds Entwistle. Entwistle to Joe Jacob, his captain. Cross to Gordon Coleman. Coleman has Paul Gardner free on the far side. Gardner with a lot of room. What can he do with it? Centres down to Entwistle. Entwistle an overhead shot, but that's well off target, and is cleared by Ray Stewart to Devonshire. Devonshire inside to Brooking. Brooking runs it on to Pike. Pike, there's 3 against 3 here. This is Jeff Pike. He's got Swindlehurst free on the right. There's Swindlehurst. Cut into the area. Swindlehurst tries a shot himself. Just off target. Swindlehurst might have been better to try and find Devonshire, because he had Devonshire up beside him. "76 minutes gone in the game, and West Ham lead by 8 goals to 0. David Brown. Headed forward by Martin to Cody. Cody to Brooking. Brooking's got Swindlehurst running free for him. There's Swindlehurst being faced by DC. DC shoulder charging the West Ham centre forward away from play. Clearing it across the far side to Paul Gardner. Gardner to Entwistle. Entwistle trying to find Hilton, instead finds Pike, but Pike loses out to Hilton. Hilton then loses out, and this is Brooking trying to tidy it all up for West Ham. Back to Ray Stewart. Stewart looking around, seeing who's free. Instead he plays it short ball to Alvin Martin. There's Martin cutting through the middle. The big man getting encouragement from the crowd here. He's got Paul Allen free on the right. This is Allen. Straight away. Good cross. Taken out by Terry Pashley. Back to Allen. Allen's got control again. This is Alvin Martin. Martin forward to Brooking. Brooking, nice ball inside to Devonshire. That's a bad foul. Yes, Devonshire taken down from behind. A bad foul there by Gordon Coleman. The referee puts his hand up and says, you know it was a nasty one, so don't say anything. Coleman walks away. Devonshire lying still in the ground. And here's the West Ham trainer on. And he's well togged up. As I said, it's a cold night here at Upton Park in East London. So he's togged up well for the cold, the same as the rest of us are. Couple of our cameramen in very strange positions up on the grandstand. They could complain about the cold. There's Tony Coady, a young man, as I said, came into the West Ham side. He must be very, very pleased with his performance tonight. He's been around the area, been running into very good positions, and he snapped up 4 goals for the Hammers. There's Dave Swindlehurst. A lot of credit must go to him because he's been doing some very unselfish running off the ball. He's gone into the danger zone. He's been smack bang in the middle of the Bury defence. Dave Swindlehurst, signed, of course, during the close season. Now we got a free kick taken by Ray Stewart. Stewart crossed the far side, cleared by the Bury defence, went off the head of DC for a corner. And of course he looked around because the 2 big West Ham men were coming in there behind him. Dave Swindlehurst was one of them. Corner kick to be taken by Alan Devonshire. Nice ball across this side. This is Swindlehurst, and he looks as if he was pushed in the back. He's down on the ground. He looks back. DC says nothing. I didn't do anything. Innocence written all over his face. Pike back to Neil Orr. Or to Ray Stewart. Ray Stewart tried to find Brooking. Joe Jacob coming over there, and he turns it back to the goalkeeper. And this is David Brown. Out to Terry Pashley. Pashley aiming forward to try and find Wayne Entwistle, cut out by Paul Allen. Throw into Bury right down underneath us here. Pashley gets it back from his captain, down the line to Derek Spence. Spence trying to pull it over Ray Stewart, but Ray Stewart's head, well, Ray Stewart knew all about that one. He's seen that before. Ball bouncing around, Colty in there, and sandwiched between the 2 Bury players. Free kick to West Ham. This is Ray Stewart. Long ball forward to Swindlehurst. 2 of the Bury players rise, but this is Brooking. Brooking with a shot, and it's deflected. That's number 9. An own goal. Nice shot from Trevor Brooking. He aimed it on target. Hit the defender. Went past David Brown. 9-0 for West Ham. There's no way that Trevor Brooking would claim that. He'd be the first to admit that it was an OG. It went off with John Bramall. There's Bramall back with the ball in possession now. This is Nick Deasy. 9-0. And we still got 10 minutes of play left. Elvin Martin starting another West Ham attack. Out of defence into attack to Brooking, to Martin. He's cutting into the Bury area. They're looking for this record, it seems. Is Devonshire free on the left, fronted by Gardner. Devonshire bringing it back, finds Brooking. Brooking finds Alvin Martin free over there. Can Martin get it across with his left foot? No, he decides to turn it back. He turns it back instead to Walford. Walford's shot charged down. This is Brooking into the area, going forward again. Brooking still has it, hooks it back. Is there anyone there to turn it in? Yes, there is. Swindlehurst with an overhead kick as Paul Allen came in. It would have been better for Swindlehurst if he had left it to Allen over the top. It could have been 10, but I don't think David Swindlehurst heard Paul Allen shout. Dave Swindlehurst, couple of exciting overhead kicks tonight. That one maybe would have been better left to Paul Allen. He could have made it 10. Free kick to West Ham, pushing there by Wayne Entwistle. Alvin Martin forward to Devonshire, running on the left. Cut out by Paul Gardner. Gardner forward to Hilton. Hilton to Entwistle. Referee and linesman on the far side waves his flag, says that Entwistle was elbowing over there Neil Orr. Free kick to West Ham. Steve Walford forward to Brooking, to Walford again. Walford now coming up into the action, see if he can get his name on the score sheet. This is Derek Spence. Can he take it away for Berry? Instead he turns it back to goalkeeper David Brown. This is Terry Pashley. Pashley forward, trying to find Spence. He does instead. He finds the Berry captain, and it goes off the West Ham player. Throw into Berry. Here's Joe Jacob again, back to Terry Pashley. He's got Chris Hilton in the middle, Paul Hilton in the middle, but couldn't get it across. This is Brooking. Terry Pashley got it back again. Hits Pike and banged away by Ray Stewart. There's no one over there. This is Paul Gardner bringing it forward for Berry. Nice ball in the middle. Neil Orr rises. He cuts it out. Walford heads it down, and this is Jeff Pike, but he loses out to Joe Jacob. Berry captain, but he in turn loses out, and this is Pike cleaning it all up for West Ham to Brooking. And Brooking's got Allen free on this side. Finds Allen with a nice ball. Allen going to take it up. No, he crosses. Far side. Swindlehurst coming in. Unlucky. Nearly got to it. David Swindlehurst, as I said, done some very unselfish things tonight. Playing the ball forward, pushing it around. Young Coty able to pick up 1 or 2 goals from nice little flicks from Swindlehurst. Very unselfish play from him, but nearly getting onto the score sheet himself that time. Ball back from Paul Allen to Ray Stewart. Stewart's got Alvin Martin on this side. There's the big England international going forward for West Ham again. Pulls it across to Swindlehurst. Swindlehurst to Brooking. Brooking back to Swindlehurst. Has he got a chance of scoring his goal? No, he doesn't. It's run loose, and it's taken out by Berry. Berry get it to Entwistle. Entwistle to Paul Hilton. And he puts a long ball back to Entwistle again. This is Neil Orr. He's going to beat Entwistle for it. Tidies it all up back to Walford, and Walford back to Phil Parkes. 5 minutes of this game remaining on the clock. West Ham lead by 9-0. Trevor Brooking in midfield, being confronted by Gardner. Finds Devonshire over the far side. My God, they got an awful lot of space over there. Walford with him. Here's Devonshire. Walford running forward, taking a man. Devonshire now being confronted by Paul Hilton. And 3 men over there. He still finds Brooking. Nice ball inside. This is Devonshire. Bang! Beautiful goal. Brooking and Devonshire again. Brilliant goal from the combination of Brooking and Devonshire. That's 10-0. That is the record, or it equals the record for a Milk Cup. 10 goals. That one, a Brooking Devonshire special. 85 minutes gone, and West Ham lead by 10-0. Eric Potts, this 4th division side, just don't know what hit them down here at Upton Park tonight. This is Devonshire again. Look at that. Dribbling it forward. Long ball. Beautiful ball back to Devonshire. He's round the defender. He's got around Bramall. Can he get around the other man? No, he can't. Terry Pashley gets over there, bangs the ball off of Devonshire, and that's a goal kick. 10 goals equals the Milk Cup record. 1 more goal to set a new record. Goals to 0 here at Upton Park. West Ham lead Berry. That's Entwistle. This is Paul Allen taking it down for Ray Stewart. Ray Stewart looking upfield, trying to find Swindlehurst and Tony Coty. This is Jeff Pike. Jeff Pike back to Steve Walford. Walford forward. This is Coty running with DC for it. DC heads it clear to Paul Hilton. Hilton to Entwistle. Entwistle to Paul Gardner. Gardner forward, but that's tidied up by Neil Orr. And here's Phil Parkes. Long clearance from Parkes to Swindlehurst. Swindlehurst out jumped. Falls to Brooking. Brooking's got Allen free on this side. He finds him. He's got Ray Stewart behind him, but Allen decides to take on Pashley himself. Cross ball down to Cody. Runs loose. Tied up by Joe Jacob. The Berry captain back to David Brown. Well, anyone would think that a goalkeeper who was left 10 goals past him tonight would have had a nightmare, but certainly that's not the case with David Brown. He's performed very well, but it's just that West Ham were just too good for this Berry side. This is Joe Jacob, the Berry captain, going forward, being confronted by Alvin Martin, out to Derek Spence. Spence a long ball into the middle, but Neil Orr got there first. This is Ray Stewart to Orr. Orr looking this side of the field for Tony Cody. Finds him. Nice ball. He's got Brooking inside him. Brooking running off the ball. This is Orr. Back to Orr from there to Allen. Paul Allen. Far post. Ball. Who's in there? Swindlehurst. Heads it down, but not enough power behind it. Half of the power was taken off it by the jump of Paul Gardner. Swindlehurst just can't get his name on the score sheet here. Well, he's got about 2 minutes on my watch to do it. 10 goals to nil for West Ham. Falls down to Entwistle and Alvin Martin tussling for it. It comes loose to Walford. Walford to Allen. Paul Allen takes it down. Far side to Cody. Too far forward. Paul Gardner going to leave a run out over the sideline. Throw in. Throws it back to David Brown. All the crowd still staying here at Upton Park, seeing if West Ham can get 11. They got a minute and a half to go. Long clearance from Derry goalkeeper Brown. Finds Walford on the far side. Walford to Devonshire. See if Devonshire can set up the goal number 11 for West Ham. Inside to Cody. Back to Devonshire again. Can Devonshire get it across? Swindlehurst is waiting inside. Devonshire taken down over there by Paul Gardner. Free kick to West Ham. And the whole West Ham side all up into the Berry area for this free kick. The only man staying back is Ray Stewart. And Ray Stewart is a lone man in an island because he's even inside the Berry half. Free kick to be taken over there. Devonshire and Walford standing over the ball. What's it going to be? They've got Swindlehurst to aim at, Cody to aim at. That's a cross ball down to Neil Orr, and he just headed it down. Nearly got that goal that they needed. This is Wayne Entwistle for Berry. Wayne Entwistle, he's got the man free. Joe Jacob is captain, but he's now been covered by Paul Allen, and that's Allen cutting it out. He saw the danger. And the Berry captain, Joe Jacob, pretty disgusted with Wayne Entwistle because he wanted that ball a lot earlier. Paul Allen raced back, and that's it. The final whistle goes. David lets the referee from Basingstoke brings the game to a conclusion here at Upton Park. And West Ham have won the second round, second leg game by 10 goals to nil. 4 goals for young Tony Coty, goals for Devonshire, for Brooking, for Alvin Martin and for Ray Stewart, and 1 own goal. And the West Ham supporters down here at Upton Park not slow in appreciating the performance from Berry, even though they were completely outclassed. The 4th division side certainly gave all they had. Completely outplayed in this game. They lose to West Ham in the second round, second leg, Milk Cup tie by 10 goals to nil.